Hello, I'm Dr. Woodson, Dr. Lorenzo Woodson. I've been away for a while um, from saying anything about what's going on in the world, about black folk, about white folk, about people in general, of all walks of life, LGBT, um, and whatever. You know, life can become very confusing sometimes, particularly when we're trying to find solutions to problems and you're running into um, so many underlying issues with folk who cannot hear or cannot see or cannot listen to the truth. And those who do sometimes do not move or do not take action with themselves and their immediate circles. We've become passive aggressive as a society, particularly African American folk. Some of us are growing tired, some of us are growing weary, some of us are becoming complacent with this global situation. We are not standing up as individuals. See, in order for us to deal with the chaos in this world, we must first look at self, the micro level. We're hearing all of these intellectuals, pastors, people sharing their experiences, which is good. I'm not knocking that. But what do they leave the masses who watch them, who listen to them? They leave them with this large global perspective. Well, what I want to do today is bring it from the macro down to the micro. From now on, you will be seeing strategies, you will be hearing about strategies on how you can, as an individual, begin to make change in the midst of all of this chaos. First thing is self preservation. Self preservation is what you can do to improve the quality of your life and yourself. I'm telling you this for all of the naysayers and for all the folk who say education is not important. I'm telling you right now, you've been fooled. In order for you to make change with yourself, you got to change the way you are taking in information. We live in a society that is European run. It is governed by European ideology. And what we must do is look at that ideology and say to ourselves, this does not fit in my development. That's number one. It cannot, and you should not absorb European ideology as your way of life. That is what's wrong with us as black folk. We've taken on a European identity and forgot our own to the point where we don't even talk to ourselves as individuals. We will not even look at ourselves as being who we want to be and who we are. We run from ourselves. We run out and we're allowing ourselves to be influenced by media. There are millions of things all day long, millions of things that are visually and unconsciously making you someone else. And you're absorbing that. You're absorbing it to the point where when someone speaks to you about common sense, you don't hear it. Well, I'm telling you right now, one of the first steps you can do is begin to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what have I done in my life that is worthwhile? Ask yourself that question. What have I done in my life that is worthwhile? What have I set for myself? What goals have I set for myself? Do I like myself? That's a micro question for you. You need to start examining those things, asking yourself those small micro questions. Because time is running out. Time is running out. And we're looking around us and people are being killed. Innocent people. There's an attack on black folk, if you didn't understand that. And while you're busy running around buying Michael Jordans, worrying about being the best dressed person, worrying about impressing your white folks, and not understanding who you are, you're living in a cloud of an illusion about yourself. You're not getting angry. You're not getting passionate about anything concerning your survival. Those of you who are running to the church, those of you who are praying like prayer is supposed to do something, how many times have you seen black folk and white folk get gunned down, murdered? Innocent children, old people. And you hear people say, oh, pray. How many times have you seen killings in churches and mass killings of black folk and white folk, and you hear people say, I forgive my killer? When are you going to examine the universal principles about self-preservation and your right to it? When are you going to join with others in this message? There have been many who have come before us who have laid these messages down. Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Benjamin Banneker. Just many. I can go on and on and on. Harriet Tubman, W.E.B. Du Bois. When are we going to learn? When are we going to stop being the shiftless ass black folk and going from hand to mouth every day? Just because you have something, you're not concerned about nothing else. You're not concerned about the global picture. You're not concerned about how you can make an impact on your own community, yourself first. These things have got to change. I want you to follow me on a series of lectures. They're going to take you into a whole new realm of how you can make an impact. First with yourself, and then with your immediate family and community. Because this is the only way change is going to happen. I want you to really think about taking a serious look in the mirror and ask yourself the hard questions. What have I done to contribute to the betterment of myself and the world, or the community around me. This is Dr. Woodson. Please like or dislike and provide comments to my YouTube page. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.